Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolters World, and today we are in the beautiful city of Arequipa, the volcano city of Peru. It is a really great place. It's the second largest city in Peru. While we're visiting, and we're here in the Jesuit mission. If you look back behind me, you can kind of see the towers from the cathedral on the Plaza de Armas, the main square here. And today we have for you are 5 tips to help you enjoy more of Arequipa, because it is well worth a visit. My first tip for you is altitude sickness is for real. Look, you're flying up, and if you're probably coming in from Lima or things like that, that's near, sea level and things like that, you're going to get up here and it's going to be harder to breathe. And you might get dizzy, you might get headaches, you might get vomiting. Look, altitude sickness is not something to joke around about. People end up in the hospital because of this. They go buy oxygen cartridges to keep up. I mean, it is a really serious deal. So if you're going to be coming here, make sure the first day you're here, take it easy. Don't go do the treks and go hike the volcanoes or go to the canyons and stuff like that. Stay in the city and relax. There's a lot of great restaurants, a lot of good stuff to do, but you really want to be careful with the altitude here, because when you come up, I've seen a lot of tourists that are having a tough time. And hey, I'm a heavy guy, so it's a lot harder to breathe up here because of the thinner air. Jocelyn spent our entire first day, she was in bed with dizziness, headaches, stomach aches, stuff like that. All the typical signs of mal de altura, or high altitude sickness. So do be careful, altitude sickness. So do be careful with that. Do not mess around. Another thing you should know is to kind of go along with that is you probably want to wear a hat when you are here, because you are actually high up in the mountains, and the UV rays here are really strong, and it's really easy to get sunburned here. So do be careful with that. So that's my first tip: is don't mess around with the sun or the altitude, because it can get you. Now, let's get to some of the cool stuff you're actually going to like when you do come here, because Arequipa actually has a lot of really cool things to visit. Yes, you can go to the cathedral and check that out in the Plaza de Armas, the main square, and walk around there with the archways to go around. You'll see the stone archways around town. These white stones you'll see around, they've built all over, they've used to build the city up, is really, really beautiful. That's why they call it the White City of Peru, because of these white stones. It is really gorgeous, and you can go around and see all kinds of cool stuff. And of course, just like everywhere in Peru, you got lots of cool churches. You've got, if you go to San Francisco Church, you can go to the Compañía Church. There's all kinds of cool churches around. There's other monasteries you can visit when you are here, museums, art museums, all kinds of stuff. It is really kind of a cool town to visit, and they do have a really nice historic town that you can come down into, which is really beautiful to see. But it is well worth it to come here for all the history and all the culture and the beautiful buildings. And yes, you can wander through the Jesuit mission here, which is really cool, and things like that. Now, my third tip for you is, look, don't just do the culture stuff when you're here. Go explore. What's cool is there's a lot of travel agencies here in Arequipa, so you can get here and do the historic stuff and get accustomed to the altitude, and then decide which adventure do I want to do outside. Do I want to go to the Colca Canyon and go explore there, one of the deepest canyons, in the world? Or do I want to go to the El Misti volcano and go hiking in the volcanoes? Do I want to go rafting? Do I want to go horseback riding? There's all kinds of cool tours to be here outside. And just going in the countryside and taking in the beautiful mountains around here, it's gorgeous. So do make sure you don't just see the historic part, get out and explore more. Now, my fourth tip for you is enjoy the food. This is kind of one of the foodie capitals of Peru, and when you come here, you start to understand why you've started to see more Peruvian restaurants all over the world, because there's some fantastic food here in Peru. And I honestly, a lot of Peruvians will tell you, Arequipa, they do it best. And there's some really good local dishes that you'll see all over the country, but they're really kind of specialties for here. One is rocoto relleno. It basically looks like a stuffed red pepper, but it's spicier than a red pepper. That's really good. It's a nice starter that's out there. Yes, you can have the cuy, or the guinea pig, that's here. They have their own special way to prepare it, cuy chactado, and I had that today. And what they do is they kind of cut up in 4 pieces and fry it up. That was good. My kids, they loved the alpaca. They both ate a whole alpaca steak each and wanted more afterwards. There's other kinds of cool stuff you can have when you're here. The soltero de queso, if you want something a little bit more healthy-ish, it's basically chopped up onions, tomatoes. You got some of these like beans in there. There's cheese in there. It's really kind of a fresh thing to have. Also, there's a lot of freshwater mollusks and stuff like that, and camarones, like freshwater shrimp here, which is really good, which comes out in the chupe de camarones, which is like a shrimp stew, which is really, really good. I had that the other day. I mean, there's all kinds of great food when you are here, so do make sure you eat really well here. And there's a lot of great restaurants in town, so Don't be scared. You don't have to go to the KFC, Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks combo things. You can go and eat at the restaurants around town. It is really cool. Now, my fifth tip for you has to do with a lot of the things that kind of happen a lot of places in Peru. One thing here in Arequipa, you don't put your toilet paper down the toilet. You put it in the trash can next to the toilet. And if you have altitude sickness, which can induce sometimes tummy troubles, yes, it makes it kind of a fun time in your hotel when you're like, I gotta wipe and then put it in there. Oh, so do be careful with that, but just know TP doesn't go down the toilet when you are here. Another thing, you do not drink the water here in Arequipa. You can buy bottled water all over the place. There's tons of little like kiosks and shops all over town, so there's no problem to getting the water, so you'll be fine with that. There's also, like I said, tons of restaurants, so you'll be okay there. Also, if you do get the altitude sickness, they have a lot of pharmacies around here. You can go there and pick up medicine for that, and they know that it's there. You just say mal de altura, badness of the height, and that'll help you out, and they'll get stuff for you really easily. Another thing is there's not a lot of English spoken here, so if you're going to go out and exploring, for example, if you're going to go to the market, which is probably one of the funnest experiences we had with the whole family, drinking our juices when we were out there and seeing the meats and all the people shopping. It's also where I got my UV protection hat out there. It was really fun, but not a lot of people were speaking English. Very little English is spoken here. Now it's getting better, and people in tourism, your guides, they will speak English. But when you're going out and about in the nicer restaurants, yes, they'll probably have an English menu and stuff like that. But just know it's good to know some Spanish when you are here. It does make a big difference. And the last little tip I have for you with our number 5 about the typical Peruvian things that happen here as well in Arequipa is the traffic. The traffic here is insane. Do not drive here. Do not bother driving here. And when you're crossing the streets, make sure you be very, very careful. We saw somebody get hit yesterday. They've almost taken us out. It doesn't matter. And the thing is, there's tons of taxis around here. There's all kinds of ways to get around. Talk to your hotel. They can arrange drivers for you. You can go to take the travel agencies and have the guides take you up and pick you up places. It's so much easier, but just don't drive because the traffic here is insane. Anyway, I hope those 5 with a lot of extras on the 5th one, tips help you enjoy a little bit more of Arequipa. Honestly, I've really enjoyed this here. The food is fantastic. The people have been so nice. We got to go to have lunch with a family here and got to meet their family and eat with them. It was such a great experience. So Lula, thank you, and thanks to all your family for showing us around. And it really is a great city, so I do highly recommend it. Remember, Peru is not just Lima and Machu Picchu with Cusco. There's other places like Arequipa that are really worth visiting. Anyway, if you want to learn more about visiting Peru, how to tip in Peru, 10 things that'll shock you about Peru, things like that, check us out on our website at woltersworld.com. We're also on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and we really appreciate your likes and subscriptions, and we hope you have a great time here in Peru. We know you will, because it really is amazing, especially here in Arequipa. So, bye from Arequipa.